There's something coming up for you, a topic, a feeling, a pattern that you've been gently avoiding. You want to solve it, you really do, but there's a part of you that hesitates, that pulls back because, in some way, staying with the discomfort feels safer than facing it head-on. And here's the truth. This isn't about logic, not about the mind's endless reflections. This is about emotion, raw, swirling, sometimes messy emotion. You want to be seen, and yet there's this paradoxical longing to stay invisible, to hide just a little longer. But here's the invitation. Emotions aren't meant to be polished or perfect. They're meant to move, to flow, to be acknowledged. So today, let them. Without judgment, without rushing to fix. Just witness. Just breathe. The clarity you seek? It's already here, waiting beneath the surface. All right, let's take a deep breath together. Inhale and exhale. Feel that? There's a soft, golden light surrounding this message today, warm like morning sun and steady like a slow-flowing river. Now, let's dive in. I'm sensing this subtle avoidance, like you're walking just a little off path, not because you don't want to see the destination, but because the outcome isn't quite matching the vision in your heart. You're reaching, trying to catch up, but there's this quiet pressure, this whisper that says, the numbers matter, the logic matters. And yes, they do, but not at the expense of your intuition. Here's the golden thread. Literally, this is about value, about what you're holding right now, maybe at home, maybe even in the mundane, like the plates on your car, the details you'd usually overlook. There's a disconnect because your focus is scattered, like sunlight fractured through a prism. But the truth? The gold isn't lost. It's waiting for you to slow down, to soften your gaze, to see what's already in your hands. So today, try this. Pause. Look around. Really, look. The clarity you need? It's not in the chase. It's in the stillness between breaths. Let's settle in for a moment. Close your eyes if you'd like. Feel the weight of your body, the rise and fall of your breath. There's a message here, one about movement, about that subtle stuckness you've been brushing against lately. I see it like a fog clinging to your windshield. Not enough to stop you, but just enough to blur the path ahead. Your mind, it's been so focused on figuring it out, scanning for answers, analyzing every angle. But here's the truth. The solution isn't in the overthinking, it's in what you already carry inside. That hesitation you felt at the start of this journey, it's softening now. Even if you can't see it clearly yet, you're progressing. Every small step, every quiet moment of courage is pulling you forward. You're not as lost as you think. And this part, about which path is the right one, let that go for now. The answer isn't in the frantic search, it's in the stillness. It's in the way your hands know what to hold on to, the way your intuition whispers before logic shouts. This is about trust, about letting the moment guide you, not the noise. So today, try this. Pause. Place your hand over your heart. Feel that? That's your compass. The road is already unfolding beneath you. You don't need to force the direction. Just breathe and let it come. Let's talk about ownership. Not in the way the world demands, but in the way your soul whispers. This message, it's yours. But here's the paradox. You're also the one who must deliver it to yourself, like a letter written in your own hand, waiting to be opened. And the theme? Cleanup. Not just the kind that tidies shelves, though that helps, but the kind that scrubs the residue of what no longer serves you. Especially in your health, your energy, the quiet corners of your daily rhythm. I see you trying to release something. A habit, a thought pattern, maybe even a connection, but it clings like static. Here's the insight. You're not failing. It's just that release isn't a one-time act. It's a practice, a daily sweeping of the crumbs before they settle. Now, About those moments you could be pouring into your material girl era. Yes, I see that sparkle in your vision. The dinners, the luxe little rituals, the actions that align with where you want to stand. Why delay them? This isn't about a travel plan, though the destination feels far. It's about vibration. The gap between here and there isn't geography, it's frequency. And every time you choose joy, your version of it, you close that gap. So today, what's one thing you can do right now that tastes like the future you're crafting? Do it. Not tomorrow, not after the cleanup. Now. The road isn't ahead of you, it's under your feet. Let's talk about your inner ecosystem, because right now, the universe is nudging you toward a deep, necessary cleanup. Not just of your space, but of your energy, your health, the invisible threads that connect you to what no longer belongs in your life. And yes, that includes that one lingering presence or pattern you've been trying to release. You've decluttered the surface, but why does it still feel like they're there? Because some ties aren't cut with scissors, love. They dissolve with decision. With the firm, quiet whisper of, I no longer rent you space in my peace. Now, about this material girl energy. Oh, I see her. Glimmering, unapologetic. She's not just a fantasy. She's a frequency. Those moments you could be savoring. The slow sips of good coffee. The outfit that makes you feel like a masterpiece. The actions that align with your worth. Why postpone them? Every time you choose one, you're not just indulging. You're reclaiming. You're telling the universe, I am ready to inhabit the life I've imagined. And that faraway place you're yearning for? It's not a pin on a map. It's an energetic address. You won't get there by searching. You'll arrive by becoming. Even your living situation, yes, the universe is winking at your inbox, is part of this shift. Change is coming not as a storm, but as a tide. Steady, inevitable. So today, ask yourself, what's one thing I can stop carrying? And what's one thing I can start embodying? The bridge between here and there isn't out there. It's in your choices. Right now. Trust the upgrade. You're not just moving, you're aligning, warm, grounded with a touch of playful wisdom. All right, let's get real for a moment. There's a blueprint in front of you, not one made of paper, but of energy. It's asking for your focus, your clear-eyed communication, not just with others, but with yourself. Because here's the thing, your actions and your strategy, they need to start speaking the same language. And right now, I'm seeing a little static between them. A hesitation, a second guessing that's dimming your signal. But let's pause here, because this isn't about forcing clarity, it's about allowing it. Think of it like emotional support. Yes, like those pets in France. You caught that, didn't you? Gentle, present, balancing you. Everything you need is already in motion, coming together in ways you might not even see yet. The question isn't, what's blocking me? It's, why am I still holding the block? Maybe the problem isn't even yours to solve. Maybe it's just an old story you've been carrying, a weight you think you need to shoulder. But what if you didn't? What if you just opened your hands instead? Because when you do, that's when the opportunities start flowing. The balance you're seeking, it's not out there, it's in the release. So today, try this. Take one step, just one, that feels aligned, not overthought, not forced, just true. The rest, it'll meet you there. The blueprint's already drawn, love. All you have to do is follow the lines. Let's talk about knowing, that deep, unshakable sense that you already know what to do. The path isn't hidden from you. In fact, it's lit. But here's where things get interesting. The right choice isn't about overanalyzing every option. It's about trusting that the next step, whichever one you take, will lead you forward. Because the truth? The actions in front of you aren't as different as they seem. They're all threads of the same golden cord, your purpose, and that's the key. You don't need to agonize over which action to pick. You need to anchor to the why behind them all. What's the main goal, the central mission, that ties everything together? When you connect to that, the what becomes effortless. The decisions, clearer. The time you spend, aligned. Right now, the universe is whispering, stop circling, start building. You already have the pieces, the purpose, the plan, even the permission to rest when you need it. Yes, that's part of the blueprint too. But the magic happens when you move, not perfectly, but consistently. So today, ask yourself, what's the golden thread running through all my choices? Once you name it, the rest unfolds. Time isn't your enemy, it's your collaborator. And you? You're exactly where you need to be to begin. Trust the knowing. The action will follow.